An Aberdeen man is behind bars facing charges of kidnapping, burglary, and domestic aggravated assault.
We first told you about this case in November when a 32-year-old man was arrested in North Platte, Nebraska after allegedly putting a 32-year-old woman in the hospital in Aberdeen. We now know that man is to be Stephen Groth, who is now back in South Dakota and booked into the Brown County Jail.
Family of the victim confirmed her to be Stephanie Glover of Aberdeen. In a statement to KELOLAND News, her sister thanked the community for all the support they've received, saying in part, quote, "The physical injuries that our sister has sustained have made remarkable improvements, but it's the psychological side that will take forever to heal."
The Bishop Dudley house in Sioux Falls suffered tens of thousands of dollars in damage on Wednesday.
An angry guest destroyed computer equipment, decorations, and a weapons detector.
We've never seen an incident like this, ever. We serve people who are very vulnerable. This may be their last resort coming into the Bishop Dudley house. They have nowhere else to go. They're in crisis mode. And so sometimes they can come in and they're frustrated, but never violent like that.
28-year-old Shane Travis Lee was arrested in the incident and is charged with intentional damage to property. His bond is set at $10,000, cash only.
One person is dead and two others injured after a crash on an icy hill.
The Department of Public Safety says the crash happened early Thursday morning west of Rapid City. A 52-year-old man was driving on Sheridan Lake Road.
When driving down an icy hill, the car crossed the center line and hit an SUV head-on. The driver of the SUV only received minor injuries.
The driver of the car was also injured and his 51-year-old passenger died. Police say the man and woman in the car were not wearing their seatbelts.
Now let's get a check of our weather with meteorologist Scott Munn. Good morning, Scott.
Good morning, Travis. Good morning, everybody. We are looking at a cold day today and more snow on the way as we get into tonight and tomorrow. Winter weather advisories are in effect from northwestern South Dakota straight through southeastern KELOLAND tonight and tomorrow. Good average will be 1 to 3 inches of snowfall. Expect steady or falling temperatures today for central and eastern KELOLAND. And Brian will have more details on your forecast coming up.
Thank you very much, Scott. Well, given the brutally cold air we're expected to feel soon, we caught up with emergency medicine physician Dr. Ben Christians for best practices on staying safe.
Biggest thing, just kind of from a general standpoint, is kind of the amount of layers that you're wearing can really help keep yourself and your core warm. Wearing the appropriate clothing with multiple layers that can kind of trap and insulate heat is going to help a lot to keep you warm. And then keeping the parts of your body covered that are kind of the most susceptible to those temperature changes. So your hands, fingers, feet, your nose and ears are going to be a little bit more at risk just because they usually aren't covered as well.
Our KELOLAND Storm Tracker app offers quick and convenient updates for you on your smartphone. It's free to download, and this morning is a great time to do so if you haven't already.
Tomorrow is going to be a big day for the Salvation Army in Sioux Falls.
It's the $20 challenge. If you leave a $20 bill in the kettle, it'll be matched with $80, bringing the total donation to $100.
However, this big fundraising day happens to fall on a day that has frigid weather in the forecast.
And we're quite sure people are going to step up. It's going to be rough on Saturday. It's supposed to be very cold.
The Salvation Army has reached about a third of its $320,000 goal so far this year.
The Pettigrew Home and Museum is providing visitors with visions of Christmases past.
The historic mansion, once owned by South Dakota's first U.S. Senator R.F. Pettigrew, is decorated for the holidays, featuring a Christmas tree that's trimmed with candles instead of lights.
The candles on the tree conjure up Victorian Christmas. You don't get electric lights until the 1920s, and then they slowly come in.
The Pettigrew Home is open daily for free tours from noon to 5 p.m.
That's a look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get another check your weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Brian?
All right, our forecast here as we go into the headlines here. We've got a winter weather advisory for tonight and tomorrow, especially in the morning hours. That's going to run basically from Buffalo and Bison on down to Pierre and then eventually through Sioux Falls. A lot of this will be overnight tonight. So you've got most of the day today. You can do some things, but then got to be aware of the snow that is coming our direction. Not a huge amount. I would say 1 to 3 will probably catch a lot of this, but there could be a few isolated totals, a little bit more than that. Lesser amounts toward Watertown and Aberdeen. This system does not look like to be a major impact, under an inch. And Rapid City and Pine Ridge, we're picking up some of this snow actually this morning, and then just a little bit of that possible again overnight tonight and tomorrow. Let's dig into the details here. We'll catch you here first of all at the Futurecast. It does highlight the snow this morning in the southwest. That'll have a tendency to dissipate a little bit as temperatures are steady or falling today. A lot of single digits out there as we go into the late afternoon, East River. Here comes the snow tonight. Notice the increase in snow coverage from northwest to southeast. And as that happens, it looks like temperatures will be awfully cold. So you can bet that this will be a dry, powdery, fluffy snow. It's the kind of stuff, it doesn't take a whole lot of effort to get it off the driveway, but it can add up to a little fluff there, so that's why we want to put those ranges on the forecast. How about the temperature tomorrow? Well, with fresh snow, it's just going to add to the cooling effect, so we're going to struggle. Single digits above and below zero, east and north. I think that Sunday morning will be the coldest air of the season so far. We're forecasting 22 below in Sioux Falls. So with that kind of weather in mind, very dangerous wind chills and cold weather advisories will probably be in effect. They already are, in fact, for parts of Minnesota. But look how quickly it warms in Rapid City on Sunday. We're not going to waste any time staying cool. We're going to get back to 50 degrees in the southwest on Sunday afternoon. Sioux Falls, it'll get kind of breezy and a little windy, so it's not going to feel very warm on Sunday. But temperatures will start to go up, and we expect that trend will likely continue into early next week. Well, there are the sample wind chills. Again, the most dangerous part of that will be Saturday night and early on Sunday morning, and a lot of minus 20s and minus 30s along and east of the James River Valley. If you're ready for a warm-up, well, here it comes. We'll get it after Sunday morning being bitterly cold. It looks like by Sunday afternoon, we're going to give old man winter the boot. And there he goes. And off we go into Monday and Tuesday. 20s, 30s, even 50s into western South Dakota. And next week, we've got several days of 50-degree weather in western Kettleland. 20s this morning, Sioux Falls. We're going to fall today, and we're going to keep on going downhill on temperatures this weekend. For tomorrow with the snow, but next week, big improvements if you like 30-degree weather. Very, very likely. Aberdeen in the northeast, 2 degrees tomorrow. Then we're back to 17 on Sunday with a south wind. 40-degree weather by Tuesday. One other little thing to watch here. Wednesday of next week, we're just starting to get some early bird indicators of another cold front. Pretty powerful wind that could come across the prairies. So I do want to verbally mention that. That's going to be something that we're going to have to watch as we get into the end of the forecast. Stay tuned on that. More details at kettleland.com.